Everblades fans, welcome back to Hertz Arena and another Florida Everblades pregame show. I'm Hannah Jo Groves alongside Jake Maurice. Jake, we've got a lot of good news to get into, so let's start from a broad light. Let's look at the last 3 games. We've now won 6 games in a row, but the last 3, what was going so well for the Blades last week?
Offense was rolling with different lines. Cam Johnson continuing his superb play. That's 3 straight games where he's allowed only 1 goal against over the last week. And really, it was just Everblades hockey sort of really molding together at the right time. You want to have a real bit of momentum going into the playoffs. You start off March with a big win over Jacksonville on Sunday, and now the Blades are getting rolling. You want to keep that going throughout the month and in towards the postseason.
Yeah, so offense has been rolling. Taryn Fizer has been on a hot streak. He had 2 3-point games last week. What do you feel like he's been doing not only to create opportunities, but to execute on them?
He's been getting himself into good shooting positions, and we know he's got a great shot. So when he gets there, he's got a really good chance to score. He's had his line mates supporting. Of course, you got to give credit to the guys around him. Jet Jones, Logan Lambton on his line have certainly helped out. And he's just been using his legs well. He's been using his feet to get himself into soft ice, open space where he can set up for opportunities, go on odd man rushes. Just a very smart player. Offensively, knows when to attack, when to maybe circle back, look for something else. But recently he's been finding those places to attack, and he's been scoring when he's found them.
And special teams has been doing really well for Florida too lately as well, and that's led by Jordan Sandbrook a lot of the time there. What specific things has Jordan been doing to be consistent on that front?
Back-to-back power play goals for Jordan Sandbrook, both of them shots from the line. I mean, one, he's shooting the puck, and he's getting them through to the net. As a defenseman, especially on the power play, that's the most important part of your game in the attacking zone, is simply, can you get the puck on net? And he is right now. Went a long time before scoring that second goal. Now he's got goals in 3 straight games, feeling himself, and second in the entire ECHL in plus-minus, always reliable in his own zone. He made a great defensive play after scoring one of his goals this weekend to break up a breakaway, just soaring in from behind to get the stick lift. So he's not just doing it in the attacking zone, he's doing it in his own zone as well. Might arguably be one of the most important Everblades going forward into the postseason, because if Sandbrook is scoring and he's contributing offensively in addition to being very reliable in his own zone, that bodes very well for a deep run.
Couldn't agree more. And you mentioned him earlier, Cam Johnson, the reigning ECHL goaltender of the year, is now the Publix Performer of the Month. This month he's made 9 straight starts for the Everblades. What have you been seeing from him, and what's been helping him do so well?
Once he kind of took over the crease when Will Cranley went up to the American Hockey League, I think his game, when he can stack together a couple starts, he gets rolling, he gets more confident, and he just kind of gets into a groove, which she's very much in one right now. You can see it in the way he's handling pucks, the routine shots, the difficult ones. They're not phasing him in different ways. He's just handling them all the same. He's certainly gotten some help from his defense in front of him as well. In particular, in that game on Sunday, Florida did a great job of really limiting grade A's for Jacksonville. Certainly helps the goaltender when that's happening, but Cam Johnson just looks so calm in the crease right now, very much looking like the goaltender from last year that, as you said, was goalie of the year.
Speaking of last year's team, we have a familiar face that is back. Cole Moberg agreed to terms to be back here with us. Where was Cole, and why was it so important for him to come back to be with Florida?
Well, he was over in Austria playing overseas, getting that kind of experience. Did have a good time over there, but his season came to an end. Wants to keep playing, why not come back to the place you've won a couple Kelly Cups, right? Moberg, he's a minute muncher. He can contribute offensively. He was superb in the playoffs last year for Florida. And the year before, when the Blades won in 2024, he was the team's leader in ice time throughout the postseason. So he's going to be a guy that's going to step in and immediately start playing a lot of hockey for Florida. And it's going to be great to see him back out there again.
So exciting. Cannot wait. So let's get into tonight, Jake, because we are up against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. We have not played them here yet this season. So what should Blades fans know about this team?
Well, they right now sit 8 points out of the final playoff spot, but that's a little bit deceiving because they have 2 games in hand on the Ghost Pirates, and they get to play them 4 more times. So they're very much in the playoff hunt, but they know they've got some work to do, and they're a team that is desperate for points. They are a higher class of opponent than the Icemen and the Solar Bears that the Everblades have faced off with over the last couple weeks. They're a desperate team. They've bolstered their lineup yesterday, signing forward Neil Shea, who's put up good production this year with the Utah Grizzlies. So they're deepening their offense. They've got a good mobile decor. They're lethal off the rush. This is going to be an interesting test for Florida, playing against a team that is very much still in the playoff hunt, needs these points desperately, and is in the midst of an 11-game road trip. So you want to talk about dealing with adversity. Greenville is right now. They're not going to be back home until March 16th. So
wow.
Florida's facing off with a team that is battle tested, that is road ready, and that is going to be ready to face off with an Everblades team they already have beaten twice this year on their home ice.
Well, we want to play spoiler to that. We want to bring our win streak from 6 to 7. I hate to do that to you, but let's get into the direct effect marketing 3 keys of the game. How do we get another win tonight?
You don't want Greenville to be moving up ice with speed. You need to control the neutral zone, make sure that their legs are slowed down. They're forced to dump pucks in, not carry them in over your own blue line. You mentioned special teams going to be important this week. In particular, the penalty kill has been very strong for Florida. But against Greenville this year, they've found success against the Everblades. Scored the game-winning goal in the last meeting between these two clubs on the power play. Got to keep them off of it as much as possible, stay disciplined. But then when you're in the box, be smart, get pucks down the ice, make sure that you get out beyond your own line. And then finally, you've got to play with emotion in this game. This is a team that has more to play for, frankly, in this specific matchup tonight than Florida does. You've got to be ready to match the energy that you know they're going to bring, because if you're not, then they're going to hop right past you and find their way to a win. Florida, when we've seen them play with energy and with some jam, they find their way into the win column a lot more often than not.
Yeah, and the home crowd usually helps out with that, so we're very happy to have you with us here. And right now, Jake, the Pink in the Rink jerseys are on the Dash Auction app. The bidding actually has already started, and it ends Saturday night or Sunday during the day, depending on what group you're in. This is to benefit the Cancer Alliance Network. It's a great cause, a really cool looking jersey. I'm always a big fan of the pink, Jake, and I think our fans are going to look really nice. So get your name in Dash Auction app to get your game-worn or game-issued jersey. Jake, next up, we've got warm-ups, and then it's the Greenville Swamp Rabbits versus your Florida Everblades. We'll see you there.